Good afternoon, Fantasy Goats. It is your shepherd. Welcome to the Week 2 Fantasy Football Takeaways. Brand new show coming at you live on Mondays around this time, 6 o'clock. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Monday afternoon. We will get into the takeaways from yesterday's main slate, Sunday Night Football. Take any type of question you've got regarding tonight's game or anything really from yesterday's action in week 2. I suppose yeah, it's not a great way to start, but we're gonna just we're gonna rip the band-aid off. The big news from yesterday, Goats, is that Joe Burrow's gonna miss time. He's gonna miss a bunch of time. Notice that they keep telling us 3 months. It's not a pup as of now. It's not IR. It's not the end of the season, not the rest of the year, not till we'll see you in 2026. It's 3 months. All right. I mean, I guess that's based on the fact that, okay, they know the injury, they know the surgery, they know the healing, so on and so forth. That's it. All right, great. Next, let's move on. And while some of you guys who have Joe Burrow are disappointed and more so maybe nervous for Jamar Chase, for T. Higgins, for the Bengals offense as a whole, well, I mean, look, we were talking about it last night on the NFL Reaction Show. Enter Jake Browning, and we have data. We have some substance here. We have history with Jake Browning. In 2023, he had to play damn near 2, 4, 6. He had to play 8 games, and they weren't that bad, folks. They weren't that bad. Jake Browning had 2 top 4 finishes, a top 8, top 9. He threw 12 touchdowns. He throws some interceptions too. 7 interceptions. 8. No. My apologies. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so he had 7 here. Okay, just want to make sure that the numbers are correct for you, Goats. Yeah, it's 7. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 interceptions. 2 here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. 12 and 9. 12 and 9, that's not bad. There's the Cam Daddy Goat. What's up, my man? How did you do in fantasy? Well, Cam Daddy, how did I do? The teams that have Joe Burrow did not do well. Well, that's just the way it works. Believe it or not, the teams with Joe Burrow are also Superflex teams for the most part. 2 teams, actually. 2 teams, Joe Burrow is the 1 QB. But again, we were drafting backup quarterbacks. We were drafting backup quarterbacks this entire season. And when I say we, I mean all of us, everyone. Everyone was drafting a backup quarterback. But in a Superflex, Cam Daddy Goat, as you know, all right, so now that you're down a quarterback, and let's say you have 3 quarterbacks on roster or maybe 4 quarterbacks on roster, now it's getting thin at the position. So to answer the question in full, how did I do in fantasy? I mean, I won't tally it all up until later on today or after the Monday Night Football games, but I figure it to be somewhere maybe +3 wins out of all of them. I'm in a lot of leagues. Woo! Look at this man. Look at this handsome man. Dameon Pierce is a healthy scratch. Ooh, the Woody Marks season. Look at this. Look at this info coming in. Breaking news from the commissioner himself. Dameon Pierce was a healthy scratch last week too, was he not? Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong. Woody Marks wasn't a healthy scratch. I know Woody Marks. Maybe Woody Marks was the healthy scratch last week. Nick Chubb, we know the Mixon situation there. We know that there's another dude that we can't pronounce his name, Agungungungawale. We know that he likes they like him. He plays a little bit. He's like Justice Hill's like stepbrother. But yeah, look, man, look, this is your guy. This is your guy, Woody. Cam Daddy. Cam Daddy. There was one team, Cam Daddy. One team that absolutely smoked competition. Smoked them. And that was the same team that has Bo Nix on the bench. I started Dak and I started Justin Fields. And that team still smoked. Why? Well, James Cook smoked. All the RBs did play. Yeah, luckily I didn't draft him in any. Gonna send the house for Browning in my Dynasty Superflex, though. In your Dynasty Superflex, you're gonna send the house. Why are you thin at the position? Cam Ward hasn't been great. Yeah, Cam Ward. I'm started 2-0 this season. JT and Barkley. JT had a fantastic game. JT played very well. The Colts are playing very well. And let's get back to this. Let's get back to Jake Browning for a second. And we do have the history. We do have this body of evidence from 2023. Let's not forget something else. Why they keep saying 3 months. He could return in December. 3 months. Bengals are 2-0 right now. Right? Ravens are 1-1. Steelers are 1-1. The Browns are the Browns. Right now, the Bengals are leading the division. No, it's only 2 weeks, but still, that's why they're like, look, let's try to get Joe back as fast as possible. Maybe it's not 3 months. I'm surprised that knowing this guy, obviously I don't know him, but knowing this dude the way I think we know Joe Shiesty. This motherfucking Joe Shiesty. Someone's probably in his ear. Or his most trusted people. If the surgery could actually wind up being quicker. Get this done now. Let's get this shit going. Get the rehab going. We'll send you down to Mexico for shark cells, or we'll send you to Germany where CMC went. Something along those lines. And let's go. We'll attempt to get you back in Marvel of Medicine 6 weeks, as opposed to 12. That's wishful thinking. It's wishful thinking. What's up, Fantasy Goats? This is your shepherd, Jay Sieg, and I am here to deliver to you the key Week 2 fantasy football takeaways. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to like. Please don't forget to subscribe. Help us reach our goal, getting to 500. We're going to get there in about, if my estimations are correct, not 3 months like Joe Burrow, who's going to get onto the field. But and by my estimation, we'll get there. About under 4 weeks. Under 4 weeks. But help us out. Let's get there quicker. Let's. We got the Commissioner Rhino waiting to get into the ice bucket, the ice tub. That's right. That's what's gonna happen. So yeah, we got Jake Browning, man. I don't know. Fact Browning got 2 top wide receivers. I gotta feel confident he will be able to find the blow. It's a dynasty. Now you gotta keep that in mind too, Cam Daddy. I wouldn't want to blow the fab. You're probably not gonna have to blow the fab. Put the claim in, but I don't think you're gonna have to blow the fab. Remember, take a look at all the other members in your league. Take a look at their rosters and the quarterbacks that they have. You're gonna probably want to put a bid in more than you normally would. But I mean, who are the other quarterbacks that went down or that are going to miss time? Well, J.J. McCarthy is one of them. J.J. McCarthy is the team that I would look at. He's going to have to, or he probably will put some money on Jake Browning. Jaden Daniels, now does that manager say to themselves, oh shit, man. Damn. Jaden Daniels. Little sprained knee action. Sprained knee action. Reminds me of Lamar Jackson from several years ago. Sprained knee. Missed 5 weeks. 4 weeks. With a PCL. I don't know if that's the case here with Jaden Daniels. I don't. But I would be concerned if I was that manager. Maybe I would put a little something on Jake Browning. Cam Daddy, plus they have Chase Brown. They have Chase Brown. Chase Brown has been playing damn near close to 100% of the snaps. It doesn't get more full workload than that. And he just has not been that efficient with it, though. And we got some it's dynasty. Yeah, look at these rookies, man. Look at these rookies. Would you trade Trevion Henderson for Ja'Cory Bill? I wouldn't. I absolutely would not. No. J. Hangoat. No, Trevion Henderson's going to be fine. I'm glad that you brought him up. I'm glad that you brought him up. I got a fire. This guy's fire. I'm going to show you this. I want to give him credit. I'm going to give him credit because it's not my work. But this guy, Ryan Heath, who's over at Fantasy Points, puts together this data. Share screen. Puts together this data for us each week. And there are other people that do it too. Damn it. We're going to get you that thread in a second. My apologies. Yeah, Jay Hang, I wouldn't do that, man. No, the Bills, Bill, being a 7th round draft pick. It's a nice story. It's a good story. Trevion Henderson's a far superior collegiate prospect, now rookie. After just a poor usage, I should say. Poor usage. Ramondre Stevenson, okay, he got the ball. The veteran got the ball down in Florida. I'm not trading Trevion Henderson for Bill. Let's not forget. So you've got Antonio Gibson in New England as well, who actually did some eating. Trevion Henderson just saw 3 of 19 backfield carries, 2 of 18 backfield targets, and a 22% of weighted opportunities. That's the data that I did want to share with you. And I think I can do it now. Yeah, I think tune in tomorrow for the fantasy go. Oh, I thought I was reading. I thought Jay Hang was giving us a plug, baby. A plug. Ribbons are for losers here, Jerry. Trophy Smack. I'm still waiting for the residual on this, because that's straight from a Trophy Smack commercial. I need some help with finding some good wide receiver targets to trade for in half PPR. I need a good wide receiver too. Have any good guys you like going out and getting right now? Yeah, well, just like Lionel said, we will get into a more in-depth waiver wire advice show tomorrow night. All right, the first dude that comes to mind. The second dude that comes to mind, 1A and 1B, would be Troy Franklin and Wan'Dale Robinson. I mean, if I don't know how available they are in your leagues, Cam Daddy. My feeling is that you play in like some solid leagues. I don't know if these are just like wide open public leagues. I don't think they are. If you're playing Dynasty, Cam Daddy Goat, you're probably playing in leagues where those dudes may not be available. But if they are, if somebody was sleeping at the wheel, not including yourself, because you don't sleep at the wheel, the goats don't sleep, I'd be looking for Troy Franklin, because just like Tron Goat knows, it's just a matter of time we're going to see more games like that from Cortland Sutton. The Troy Franklin is the now. Marvin Mims is actually the now as well. The Cortland Sutton was the then. This trade question. Now, this trade question is for a 10-man redraft. All right, that's fine. That's fine. I think Henderson is better. He is better. has more opportunity for now. For now, okay. For now, that's right. You just said it. You said it best, my goat. He's got more opportunity for week 3. Let's not forget who else has opportunity for week 3 for the Commanders. Chris Rodriguez. Who's the other guy? Nichols. They have opportunities too. This dude, Bill, again, nice story. He's going to see early down work. He's going to get the early first and second down work. No question about that. But he's also going to be in a rotation. Not to say again, I just pointed it out, Trevion Henderson. 3 out of 19. 3 of 19 backfield carries. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good at all. 2 of 8 backfield targets. This is the guy that we want to target. This is our pass catching running back. We got to give a little bit of grace and a little bit of patience to the fact that he is still a rookie. He is still a rookie. Tron Go. We got any action going tonight? We got 2 games. You have some Raiders, don't you, Tron Goat? I think Tron Goat's got some Raiders. I could be wrong. Let's see if this works now. For the love of technology. There we go. This guy right here. Ryan Heath from Fantasy Points Data. Fantasy Points Data is one of the leading software suites, software products that gives you advanced data, advanced metrics, the stuff that you don't necessarily see on the general stat line of targets, receptions. This stuff is like the stuff behind the stuff. Yeah, Ryan Heath does, and he's a great follow. He's like I think he would say he is just like a ball numbers nerd, and he loves it. I love it. I don't know him personally. I haven't really interacted with him personally. But he seems like a good young star, a good young dude that's just really good with a spreadsheet. R2 Gaming Goat, how are you, R2 Gaming Goat? Throw up the like, throw up a sub. We appreciate you, R2 Gaming. Trade Pearsall plus Kyle Pitts for Njigba. Shit, man, can you do that trade? I'd find a replacement for Kyle Pitts in a heartbeat. We'll find a replacement for him. And then it's just now you're looking at it at 1-for-1. If you could do that trade, R2 Gaming, I would do that trade. Yeah. See if you could do that trade. No Raiders likely will lose. Likely will lose tonight 1-1. It's not a loss, baby. It's not a loss. It's week 2. We're in battle. We have a 17-week war. So it's the second week of the war. We're going to take a little bit of we're going to take some injuries. We're going to take a couple of casualties that aren't vital to our success. Even with a Joe Shiesty, we're going to hold Jamar Chase. We're holding Chase Brown. Now, T. Higgins, what's interesting here is for the right type of deal, I would think that for the right deal, T. Higgins might be the one that you might want to do something for, but not no one else. No one else. Jaden Daniels being banged up. I picked up Geno this morning. See this now. You're one step ahead. One step ahead this morning since he hasn't played yet. Would you choose any of these quarterbacks over Geno? Russ, Trevor, Rodgers, Darnold, Matt Jones, Wentz, Jake? No, I don't think so. No, Russ just threw for 400 yards and looked like 2013 Russ. But no, I wouldn't. I think Geno is okay there. with Jaden Daniels as your QB1 right now. I think what I'd be concerned like you are, backing it up with Geno, but yeah, no. Pitts is being targeted right now. Yeah, I get that. I get that. But I think I would trade Pearson for JSN right now. I would definitely do that. If it takes Pitts to get the deal done, I would trade Pitts to get the deal done. Again, just let's give the Vikings a little bit of credit. Let's give the Vikings a little bit of credit. Michael Penix didn't have a good game. Drake London didn't have a good game. It was a low-scoring affair. The two running backs had a good game. Let's give the Vikings a little bit of credit. Let's give grace to Michael Penix in his fifth game. His fifth game as a starter. And yeah, I know Pitts is being targeted. Pitts look good. In that situation, though, I'm going to make that trade for JSN, who looks really good. That's the Smitty goat, isn't it? Need 20 points from Genty to beat James Cook. Amon-Ra and Puka. You ran into a buzzsaw. Look at that. You had to play the dude that had James Cook, Amon-Ra, and Puka. That's just the way your schedule worked out. And Genty, 20 points. If you could actually get that, holy smokes. Imagine getting 21 tonight from Genty in his primetime debut. I'd be sitting fucking, excuse me. I'd be excited as hell with that. And damn, God, how about the dude with those guys, with those performances? Is that the Smitty? That is the Smitty goat. What up, Smitty goat? Stay with me here, Smitty goat. Stay with me. What's your thoughts on Kyren Williams and also TJ Blockinson? Oh my gosh. JJ is out for weeks. I'm thinking I need to move him ASAP. Not sure though. Imagine TJ Hawkinson starts to cook a little bit because it's Carson Wentz. Imagine that. Otherwise, it's been horrendous from TJ Hawkinson. Kyren Williams, well, if the commissioner is still hanging around here, he'll tell you about Kyren. That's his boy. He loves Kyren. Deal with Kyren. You know, it's the same thing. It's the same thing as the last few seasons. Efficiency. If he doesn't get in the end zone, it could be potentially a lousy day. I don't know if I would move off Kyren just yet. Again, it's just week 2. The Smitty goat and the Magic goat. The Smitty goat in a 2-quarterback PPR. I lost Brock as your second quarterback. I have Spencer Rattler and Cam Ward for my backup. Mac Jones and Bill are on the waiver wire. Who would you get? We know that Purdy's going to return. So now you have to get by with either Spencer Rattler or Cam Ward. Do you need another running back? Because you have quarterbacks. Do you need another running back? You know what you could do here? You could drop Rattler for Mac Jones, do that swap, and then still try to get Bill for your bench. I would not start Bill over Trevion Henderson, but I may start Bill over someone else, depending on who that someone else is. Or I wouldn't trade Trevion Henderson for Bill. That doesn't mean that Bill Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt isn't a viable starter. It's not. Both things could be true. I would not trade him away. And he could very well start. He should start, depending on your situation. Mr. Magic Goat. Mr. Magic Goat. I know you are. Mr. Magic Goat. We're going to be okay, Mr. Magic Goat. Real convenient after 2 lousy weeks of Brian Thomas Jr. And now he pops up with a wrist injury. Real convenient. Now, that's the cynic in me. That's the cynic in me. Maybe he has been nursing a little something. Don't be concerned with Brian Thomas Jr., man. Be concerned with Trevor Lawrence. That's a different story. Don't be concerned with Brian Thomas Jr. Trevor Lawrence, they're going to have to get onto the same page. I don't know if Liam Cohen will have enough times, even with the rest of the year, to get them on the same page or to clean up Trevor Lawrence still. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't. You want to talk about body of evidence that we have with Jake Brown? We got body of evidence with Trevor Lawrence. If you're that worried about him, Magic, you could always dangle him out there. Get a haul. A haul. You should be getting 3 players or 2 premier top tier players in return for Brian Thomas Jr. If you're that concerned, you could always shop them around, dangle them out there. Don't always have to take the deal, right? It's going to be a 70-30 split with Corum. Where's Jarquez, baby? Where's Jarquez? He's not ready. Yeah, it was nice that he, all jokes aside, from a pure football standpoint, it was nice that he did give Blake Corum some work, right? I mean, in all jokes aside, McVay, they are not playing fantasy. They need to get the best men on there. What is going on here? NFL game streaming on. Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Whatever that is. Delete. Put the user in the time. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. You could put the user in the timeout. Look at that. I have no idea what that was, but thank you for coming. My running backs are John Connor, Trevion, Monty, Brian Robinson Jr. Brian Robinson Jr. is not going to do us any good right now. Smitty Goat. You don't have CMC, but you have Brian Robinson? Is somebody else? Is somebody out there with Trey Benson? You're going to need Trey Benson. And I'm afraid you're going to need him sooner rather than later. James Conner did not have much work yesterday, as far as I could tell, as far as I could see. Let's see if Ryan Heath has anything on it. Well, let's go through this for a second. Keyshawn Booty. How's Keyshawn Booty doing out there for you guys? Keyshawn Booty tied the team in targets week 1. Fantastic. He looked like a backseat. He took a backseat seat, only 1 target, while Stephon Diggs and Rondé Stevens took the lead, 5 each. Although, okay, Keyshawn Booty tied for the team lead in targets in week 1, 8. Took a backseat and only had 1 target down in Florida. So, Ramondre Stevenson had 5 targets. No Patriots player has above a 17.5% target share through 17 games. The key number isn't necessarily that it's a 17.5. A really good target percentage, Goats, is above 20. Think about it, 20% out of 100. Above 20% is a good target percentage of your team's targets. Today was only the 4th time that Tyreek Hill exceeded 100. Tyreek got 100 yards. Unbelievable. The Giants and Cam Scatterboo. Let me see if there's something here that specifically refers to Connor. Amon-Ra. Yeah, we know they 8. Oh, there's Jacksonville. The Jacksonville backfield. Bashal Tutin, Smitty. Is Bashal Tutin available? Brian Robinson Jr. is not going to help you unless CMC goes down. Look at the CMC manager. Look at what he has. In return, you will be glad to send Brian Robinson Jr. his way. If Trey Benson is available, you're going to want to have Trey Benson backing up John Connor at this time. Tootin is taken. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me, Smitty Goat. Here's Brian Thomas info. Magic, Mr. Magic Goat. It's been a rough sailing, Brian Thomas Jr. in the first 2 weeks, but usage is there. The usage is there. Of course it is. He was targeted 12 freaking times yesterday. It's only to come away with 4 catches. That's not on the wide receiver. Or it all can't be on the wide receiver. It's not. Team high 26% target shares. There we go. Above 20% is good. Brian Thomas saw 26%. Nearly scored at the back of the end zone today, but only got 1 foot in. All right. There's an end zone target that goes along with that. Dropped a would-be touchdown at the goal line. Brian Thomas Jr. should have had a monster game, in other words. Benson is gone. All right, well, who's available? Because one guy here is just going to be sitting at the end of your bench in Brian Robinson Jr. The other guy here, David Monty, although he had a good game, is, it's going to be tough there. Trevion Henderson, we're going to have to be a little bit more patient with Trevion. We're going to have to be a little bit more patient. We saw what this dude just told us about it. Yes, he was sharing the backfield. Let's get him back home. Or let's get him in a more favorable matchup. They're going to get him going. This is who they spent one of their high draft picks on. 3rd round draft pick. But he comes in much hot. He comes in with more pedigree than just a 3rd round draft pick. He comes in from Ohio State. He's got fantastic film and data that went along with it. And the Rhino will tell you. The Rhino will tell you himself. He's one of Commissioner Rhino's flag plants for a reason. What else do we got here, Goats? What else do we got? Merritt is there. Caleb Johnson and Cam Scatterbrains. Well, definitely. Okay, so if Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt is there, that's one that you want to add. Caleb Johnson is, no. If he's available, don't let's not do that now. A lot of people are going to be questioning and wondering whether they should be dropping Caleb Johnson because they drafted Caleb Johnson. It was a bad heady mistake that took place. Rookie mistake? No. Heady football mistake. I don't care that he's a rookie. You have to know those rules. You have to know the rules, especially if you're on special teams. You have to know that rule. Well, it's one or the other, right? Got to choose wisely. You have quarterbacks. You have the quarterbacks. What you're thin at, what I'd be a little bit more concerned with is your running back room right now. Cam Scatterbo looks like he's in a position to see more action, which is much at the chagrin to the Shepherd, who is a Tyrone Tracy manager, but was calling this. Right here's some information with Cam Scatterbrains. Where's Scatterbrains? He's here. Just saw him. He only played 7 snaps week 1. Cam Scatterbo led the Giants' backfield in rushing attempts, 11 of 17. So he had 11 backfield. He had 11 attempts. He is the only Giants running back to receive a carry inside the 10-yard line. That's a high value attempt. Meaning in the red zone, when they want to ground and pound the rock in there, it's not Tyrone Tracy. Inside the 10-yard line, it's Cam Scatterboo. And his body tells us this. Again, I don't want to overreact. It's just 2 weeks. Tyrone Tracy is, I was about to call him a veteran. Technically, he is a veteran, but I mean, they drafted Cam Scatterboo damn near 3rd round. Tyrone Tracy's damn near last season was a 5th round running back in a weaker running back class. There was a reason why they pulled the trigger on Cam Scatterboo. Javonte Williams is a bell cow. Raise your hand if you have Javonte Williams. You're in for some good games. More good games. Yeah, look, Smitty Goat. My move here is getting Bill on roster, and then let's see about one of these quarterbacks slipping through, meaning there'll be a free agent once waivers clears, or should be depending on your setting, and then you can make the free add and drop if your league is set up that way. Most leagues are. Meaning, okay, waivers were cleared, let's say early Wednesday, 3 a.m. And then there's a period of where everyone that is still available is a free ad. It's not technically free, but it's not with a claim. That's what I would do. Try to see if you could do the swap, the clean swap of Spencer Rattler to Mac Jones for now. That's what I would do. All right, Goats, what do we got here? What else do we got? Monday Night Football. Monday night doubleheader. Look at the Javonte Williams. 33 of 42 backfield carries. 8.8% target share in both games. Miles Sanders came in at the goal line and got the only carry inside the 5. Yeah, it's all right. That's all right. As long as Javonte is still playing like that for where he was drafted, that's okay. DeAndre Swift fumbled at the end of the first quarter, but he has not lost the bell cow role yet. Kamanungai ended with 37% of the backfield carries. 37% of the backfield carries. 6 of his 7 came on the final drive. Garbage time. Yes. Yes, I would. Yeah, that Saints team's not very good. Cam Ward's got upside here. Cam Ward has upside. He doesn't have it's not a very good running game either, which doesn't necessarily hurt him, but it's going to make Cam Ward going to have to throw the ball. The Saints are going to have to throw the ball also. They're going to have to throw the ball all over the place. But they have Alvin Kamara. I would keep Cam Ward. I think the move would be Matt Jones, to be honest. As crazy as that sounds. I think the move would be Matt Jones. Smitty Goat. Appreciate you, Smitty Goat. Hope you're well otherwise. Hope all the goats are well. All right, we're going to continue to deliver you guys all the content throughout the whole week. Between waivers, between your lineups, between some DFS. Ooh, the Mad Max, Goat Mad Max. How you living, brother Goat? Week 2, kind of like a meat grinder, right? A fucking meat grinder. What do these guys aren't playing gymnastics? Even in gymnastics, they get injured. This is football. Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow. I mean, we were crossing our fingers on that one. J.J. McCarthy. Well, guess what? J.J. McCarthy now has to be considered injury prone. Has to be. Down Burrow. Down Purdy. You got Dak. 0-2. Very worried about DJ Moore. I want to see what Nico does. Mad Max, you know this as well as all the rest of the goats, man. 0-2 turns into 2-2. 2-2 turns into 3-2. Then turns into 3-3 and 3-4. But then turns into 5-3, 5-4. Holy smokes. NFL game streaming on. NFL game streaming on. Is there any way that you could help us, NFL game streaming on? Are you subscribed to NFL game streaming on? Do you need this timeout that it says that YouTube could give us? Delete. Put user in a timeout. NFL game streaming on. Interesting. Purdy's going to return. You've got Dak. I mean, you got Dak. Look at what the Cowboys had to do yesterday. Are they going to put up 40 points every week? No. But you could see the schematic, right? You see what they're doing. Pickens, Lamb, tight end, Javonte Williams. It's a good offense. It's a good offense right now. It's the defense that's freaking letting them down, just like the Giants. Nico should be all right. Yeah, we're gonna watch Nico tonight. We're gonna watch Nico and CJ. DJ Moore. Look, if that's your wide receiver 2, maybe wide receiver 3, I don't know how worried I'd be. What were you hoping for here with DJ Moore? DJ Moore, if he finishes with 900 yards, 5 touchdowns this season. Oh, there's the Bakes. There's the Mr. Bakes goat. There's the motherfucking Bakes goat. What's up, homie? How are you, Mr. Bakes goat? What else do we want to see here, Mr. Bakes goat? Oh, man, Max, man, you know how this works, man. You know how this fucking works. Wide receiver 3. Yeah, okay. Wide receiver 3. What do you want? What were you hoping for? So you know what's going to wind up happening, right? You're going to get DJ Moore involved. Okay, he's going to have a really good game coming up. I don't know if it's this week, but it's coming. You're going to have a good week. But like your wide receiver 1 won't have a good week. That's the way it works. To be their Higgins type. DJ to be their Higgins type. You should know better. You should know better. And you know what? Let's not rule it out. Although I was listening to something very provocative last night. Cowherd. I only listen to Cowherd Sunday nights during the season because him and his podcast partner, John Middlecoff, they do a very, very good job of breaking down the games. And that's what I want. A very, very good job of breaking down the games. Hi, Sniper. How are you? He said that he would not be surprised if Caleb Williams was benched after one more bad game like this, and they start off 0-3. He said he would not be surprised. Let him watch, let him learn more, and they put in Tyson Bagent. That's provocative. That would see. All right, Mad Max. So Colin thinks that if they don't get it together, if Caleb doesn't get it together, that it might be Tyson Bagent. Because let's not forget, Ben Johnson signed up for this, but Ben Johnson didn't draft him. And he still may need more time to process and to do what quarterbacks need to do. What up, Mr. Husot? Mr. Motherfucking brother. My brother. My goat. No, it's tough week. Tough week. It was a tough week for everyone. Sniper saying hello to everybody here. There's a sniper. It's like the Goats community manager, liaison, the community. She's like a war chief, the war chief's secretary of war. Yes, secretary of war. That's not intended to sound the way it's coming out. You know, like Secretary of State, Secretary of War, Sniper, War, perfect. Just came up with a new name. Michael, should I be concerned with Marvin Harrison? No. I wouldn't be concerned with Marvin Harrison at all. You saw Marvin Harrison week 1, right? I wouldn't be concerned with Marvin Harrison. Be more concerned with Kyler Murray, but it was promising what we saw week 1 from them too. So I don't have any reason to suspect that it's just going to revert and stay the way it is. No, I would not be concerned with Marvin Harrison Jr. Michael, I appreciate you coming in here. Appreciate you joining our special show of Fantasy Football Week 2 Takeaways. If you're new to this channel, please like and subscribe. Help us get Commissioner Rhino into an ice bath. Hell yeah. That's what happens when we get to 500. Support us. Support that and nothing else. DJ Moore will do well soon. Yeah. That's the move, Bakes. That would be the move. What up, brother? My brother, man. He's got no words. I got no words to describe him. Sniper, Alf. Sniper, look at it. How funny is this kid? I love him. All I want to do is just I want to go and demolish his league for him. No, I'm not referring to that. Depends on what you said though last night. I don't know what you said last night. Regarding J.J. McCarthy? No, certainly not. Caleb? I don't know. It's my brother. I also think Brees flourishes with Taylor. Lots of checkdowns. Check down Charlie. Yeah, what happened there? What happened there with Brees Hall yesterday? That team, it's the Jets being the Jets. Unbelievable. What happened to the Jets defense? What happened to that freaking defense? Will McDonald, Quentin Williams, Sauce Gardner. Where's that defense? Emeka, Buka, Keenan Allen to have more fantasy points tonight. Talk about the lesser of two evils. The opposite of that. Let's go with the veteran. Let's go with Keenan. Could go either way. This is a coin toss. I know Emeka Buka looked fantastic last week. I don't know how sustainable that is for a rookie wide receiver. Mike Evans didn't look fantastic last week. Is that sustainable? Keenan Allen, we know what Keenan Allen does there. We know what he does for that team. We know what he does with Justin Herbert. This is a 50-50 ball. 50-50 ball. Good evening, foolish mortals. For those of you in Disneyland or in Las Vegas, what the hell is going on here? We'll cut off Bucks Texans if it runs past 7 a.m. So that Chargers Raiders can be seen locally and in complete. Well, thank you so much for that update. For those of you in Disneyland or in Las Vegas, your local ABC station will cut off. Charles, appreciate that. I still wish I would have drafted Miles. Miles. Who was the IDP over Miles? Not Fred. You know, you definitely want your Fred. You want your Fred. I'm sorry I've sinned. I promise you I will not fucking give up. You hear? Mr. Husot, you have not sinned. They have sinned. We are going to make them pay, and we're going to punish them, Mr. Husot. Uncle Teddy Goat. What up, taco leaders? Uncle Teddy Goat. I can't stand Yahoo, and I have two of my prize leagues, two main home leagues on Yahoo. I think it's the worst app. I know Sniper can't stand Yahoo, but I can't believe we're still playing on it. There's actually a worser platform to play on, but I trade Brian Thomas Jr. for Rashee Rice and Odunze. Holy smokes! Now that's a big boy. That's a big boy, J Goat. I love it. I freaking love it. Week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6. If you want to kind of weather that storm out a little bit for the next 4 weeks till Rashee Rice comes back, that's a big boy. Getting those two pieces. Who else would be your wide receiver now in place, or who's on roster now with Brian Thomas Jr.? See, that's encouraging. Yes, it does. You know, there is the lousy element that's called luck in this shit. It's like 60% skill, 40% luck. Some may tell you it's 50-50, but not me. There is some luck element. Yeah, no, I mean, like, just the way it is, man. It's just the way it works. I can't talk negatively about players. You might get some people's panties in a bundle. Oh, you don't have to worry about that here. You don't have to worry about that here at all, my dear. And also, it's not that it's. I don't know if it's a negative. It's like, obviously, again, and I'm not necessarily specifically. Yeah, Derrick Henry. Oh my goodness. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Exactly. Good point. Good point there, Derrick Henry. And I was telling this to the Who Soaked last night. These things happen. Derrick Henry had 2 fantasy points. James Cook had 30-something fantasy points. What's more likely to occur next week? James Cook has another 30-point fantasy points game, or Derrick Henry has a return to his normal production? What's more likely? Well, guess what? Unfortunately, who sowed James Cook not to have 30 fantasy points again? That's not as likely. Not 2 in a row. It's possible. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely possible. But if we're talking about probability and all that jazz, the sniper chats in. Not just here. Not just here. Chats in. How is your son? Is your son okay? My brother. My brother is going to be okay. My brother's okay. Tucker Craft is plugged into my lineup every week. No question about it. Evan Ingram, did you already send his bags packing? Evan Ingram is gone. He's gone. Need me to come on? Ha. DeAndre Swift goat, man. You know, we ought to talk about that, DeAndre Swift goat. You see, where the hell is my jeez. Hold on a second. Where's my little thing here? You know my handle. You know how to get a hold of me. Go on to the video here when we're done. Go to the bottom where you see our contact information, DeAndre. You can reach out to either any one of us anytime to get a hold of us. Now we still want you to come back. I don't want that to be like an open door to get us full 100% fantasy commentary and advice on an ongoing basis. But if you ever need anything, they are coming to get you, Jonathan. I can hear them. Who's coming? They're coming to get me? They're trying to take me out? Micah. Oh, you mean this guy? Micah. Thank you, Micah. Who's coming for me? I got news for you. If they really want to come for me, they better come with a lot more than just their good looks and charm. I'm not dropping Henry. Thought he just had a bad week, I hope. Tucker Craft is on vacation, she says. Hardly, it shouldn't be a vacation. It should be like a nice little break. I don't know if I'd call it a vacation. For the love of God. Vacation. That's what Odell Beckham does before playoffs. In like 2013 or 14. He goes on vacation on a banana boat. Idiot. I got Drake London, Emeka Egbuka, and Travis Hunter. You have Drake London with BTJ. Emeka drafted fantastically in the middle of the draft. Travis Hunter drafted fantastically in the middle of the draft, although Travis Hunter, we know the situation there. J. Hangoat, I would endorse that deal if you could pull that off. If you could weather that out with Drake London, Emeka, I would definitely want Rashee Rice on squad, on roster for when he returns, because that's when the Chiefs are really going to start to cook. Not that this dude Tyquan Thornton isn't a nice little piece that they have. Not that Hollywood Brown is just some scrub. Those two aren't, but the Chiefs were going to always have this trouble this season. I want to know more about this. That's what I'd like to know more. I want to know who's coming. Down Burrow Purdy. I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything. And if I do miss, I apologize. It's certainly not intentional. McCarthy's going to be out also 2 to 4 weeks for Carson Wentz. Yeah, Mr. Big Goat. What carnage. The carnage that took place today. Absolute carnage. Just looking to make sure that we didn't miss any goats at all. Uncle Teddy. I wish I would have drafted Miles. Miles over Micah? Come on. But you're very well insane. I can't talk negative. What happened with Derek? What happened? He's 32 years old. And the Browns are gunning for him. Actually thought Tyrone Tracy positive regression when. Actually, though, Tyrone Tracy positive regression when? It's a fantastic question. Or you're bringing up something that's actually fantastic because that does take place in season as well. It's not just the full 17-game body of work from last year to this year, year over year, and where is the regression? That's right. So if he, but here's the problem with it in season, right? It's the sense of urgency. It's that element where it's like, okay, team now 0-3, they need to get their best players or the players that are doing the best for them onto the field more and more and more and more. Like, okay, so let's say, perfect example, let's say the Giants won that game yesterday and they're 1-1, rather 0-2. I think you could see Tyrone Tracy still being rolled out there and see him take more of the backfield snaps and have more of the inside the 10 attempts. But now that they're 0-2 and Cam Scatterbo looks a little bit better, being used a little bit more. But I would not rule that out, though. I would not rule that out. And the same thing for DJ Moore. Wouldn't rule that out either. He's just not going to turn into dust. But that doesn't mean and if Romo Dunze doesn't have the good game that particular week, it doesn't mean that there's now a changing of the guard and now it's DJ Moore like we all thought. No. What we all thought was Romo Dunze, actually. What we all thought was a more high potent offense than this. Doesn't look like they're not very effective right now. Those Bears. The Bears. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. These are fucking jokes. Jokes. You're a fucking joke. Yeah, it is. How do we do that? They are coming for me. I got news for you, Sniper. I have a feeling I know who it is, too. That's right. I do. I have a feeling I know who it is. You fucking joke. Well, I mean, look, DeAndre Goat. You and Commissioner Rhino have a nice conversation about that because, like, he knows that he, being the Rams guy, the war chief JX is a Rams guy, but at the same time, we all have to be as unbiased as possible with fantasy. Unbiased as possible. Do we want our teams to do well? Of course. Are we happy when they win? Of course. Are we pissed when they lose? Yes. Some of us are numb to it. Some of us are numb to the losses also. This is a whole different story. I need Mike Evans tonight. Yes, I saw that. I looked at that. I was looking at that, Sniper. That's a big matchup, Sniper. That's one of my Joe Burrow teams. And Justin Fields. And Russell Wilson. So could you imagine this scenario now? Justin Fields will clear concussion protocol. I'm not worried about that. Okay, fine. He has to start at QB1. Russell Wilson has to go in at QB2. What happens if and when Jackson Dart takes over? Hopefully he doesn't. We don't want that to happen. We want Russ to be able to take this team to a respectable level and have Jackson watch this season. I'll be up Schitt's Creek. What are reflecting on what happens last night? You are over here spamming that room. We are here reflecting. Oh, man. You did? You kicked him out? What'd you do? You kicked him in the ass? And Nick Chubb. I attempted to. Damn, Sniper's a savage. Sniper is a savage. And a Chubb touchdown. Did that just happen? Did Nick Chubb? Oh, I don't even know. I got the NFL Network on. And so it's JC I wanted. I took Gino 300 alt line plus 400 fantasy aside. Gino to Trey could be sneaky. What about Dante Thornton? Isn't he supposed to get onto the field? What about Dante Thornton? Thornton Mellon. Trade Cooper Kupp and Javante for Rashee Rice and Tony Pollard. Well, just like I told the last dude, Bronson Goat. If you could weather it out for these next several weeks with Rashee Rice on the bench, I would do that. Keep in mind, you only have another 2 weeks of Tony Pollard with full volume also. Just keep that in mind. So if your running back room is good, I would do that. I would sell off Javante in a heartbeat for Rashee Rice and give him Kupp. That's a good deal. I like that deal. If you're new to the channel, do us a favor. Please subscribe. Like the video. You can see all these wonderful goats with us. All the wonderful goats, soldiers. We wouldn't be here without them. Javante's a good type of touchdown dependent, though. Yeah, all right. Yeah, he is. And he looks good, too. He does. But I think Rashee Rice, for the second half of the season moving forward, could be an absolute league winner. When he gets on the field, hopefully Xavier Worthy's shoulder doesn't fall off again, and they're cooking. The Chiefs will absolutely be cooking. All right, guys, we appreciate you very much. Very much. Husot. The sniper is a savage. She's an absolute savage beast. Good luck tonight. You're killing. Troll. Troll, man. Yeah, absolutely. Number 1 Pooper, number 2 Rice. Good day. Goats, don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow night, 8 o'clock for waivers, and then the rest of the week, week 3, baby. Week mother loving 3. All right, enjoy the games tonight. Be well. Thank you very much. Appreciate you always.